Today we're gonna take a step back from my normal demeanor and have a chat about me. You've obviously seen the title of this video, but I can't really talk about that until I've kind of filled in the blanks first because, you know, the average person watching this video doesn't know my whole story. You probably don't know very much about me. You've probably just seen a few of my videos, but yeah, I've been making videos since 2013. There are older videos on my channel, but that's really when I started making videos for this channel. So I think I'm just gonna kind of start at the beginning. The first videos I made were back when I was in high school, and I didn't make that many. I just made a few, and then I stopped again for a while, and I picked it up again when I moved away to go to university. So I got myself a summer job, and I worked my ass off. I saved up a bunch of money, and then I put it towards a gaming PC. And I didn't buy a gaming PC so that I could become a YouTuber or anything. There was never really a point where I was like, I'm gonna become a YouTuber. I bought a gaming PC because I just wanted to play some PC games, and then I threw up a few Surgeon Simulator videos, yada, yada, yada. I started doing Let's Plays. They were awful, okay? It was just such a bizarre situation to be in. I made a couple of videos, I posted one on Reddit, and it just blew up. And it was just that little surge of traffic, that little boost to my ego. That's what started my channel in the first place. That's what made me say, hey, let me do more videos, dude. That would be cool. The people out there who watched my really bad videos when I first started, you are the reason that I'm here today. I don't know if any of you are left. I still have some names in my head that I remember seeing back in my comment section when I only had like, say, 1,000 subscribers. You haven't been completely forgotten, and I really do appreciate those people because, you know, they gave me the motivation to keep going. All those nice comments and those views that came in on my really bad videos, that is what got me to where I am today. So yeah, just shout out to those people. So the thing about my start on YouTube is that it all kind of just happened, you know? Like, I wasn't trying to build a successful channel at first. I was just throwing up some videos, just throwing up. Basically, you know what I mean? That's all the videos were, throw up. Yeah, that was back in the spring of 2013. So at that point, I was about halfway through my degree in university. I have a Bachelor of Science in Behavioral Neuroscience. It sounds super cool. It's not as cool as it sounds. Most of it was just looking at rat brains. Hey, if you give a rat this drug, what happens to it? Oh, it dies. Huh. Honestly, I just really enjoyed psychology in university. My first experience was with, I think it was Psych 1000 and Psych 1001, and that was my first year. I had a really fun prof. His name is Dr. Richard Madigan. He's retired since then, but he was just an absolute blast. Super funny guy, and I used to visit his office sometimes and, you know, discuss psychology and things like that. He just got me really interested in it, and he told me, he was like, you should do a degree in psychology. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm doing biochem and I just want to go to medical school. When it comes to medical school, the requirements for applying aren't super strict. I think you just need to have a degree in something. And I think you can also get in without a degree, but you need to have a whole bunch of life experience, which I obviously didn't have fresh out of high school and into university. So I did behavioral neuroscience because I was more interested in that than I was in biochemistry, and I don't regret it. I had a lot of fun doing that degree. So here I was, 19 years old, in university, trying to get my degree. Then I started doing YouTube as a side hobby. So the months went by, a year went by, and somehow I managed to get all the way to 10,000 subs by the same time in the next year. I think it was like April 2014. Still not a crazy big deal or anything, but I was starting to make like a little bit of money, like some extra cash on YouTube. And like, I'd call my mom and talk to my mom about it, and she would always just say to me, just don't neglect your schoolwork. Just focus on school. She was so worried that I was gonna get so caught up in being a YouTuber that I was just gonna like abandon my schooling and just do that, you know? And she just really wanted me to finish my degree and, you know, after that, go to medical school or whatever. So I kept telling her, like, Mom, don't worry. I'm not gonna let my schoolwork slip because I'm doing this. I'm doing both. And I did a pretty good job at that, okay? Not to toot my own horn too much, but I did a pretty good job of balancing YouTube and university. So fast forward another year, my YouTube channel's doing better than ever. I'm up to like 100,000 subs. I'm almost at the end of my degree. I've been grinding it out for like 4 years. It's crazy to think I'm finally gonna be done with it. I'm writing the MCAT, which is the test you have to do to prove that you're smart enough to go to medical school. And I actually managed to score better on that than my brother and my sister, who both are in medical school right now. My sister applied a couple times before she got in. My brother got in on his first time. They're both like super smart people. And yeah, I was like super proud of all of that stuff. And I felt like I had a really good chance of getting into med school, you know? But then I started thinking about what I wanted to do with my life, because, you know, at this point I was making enough money to support myself, to pay my bills with YouTube. And like, not many people ever find themselves in a situation where they need to choose between YouTube and medical school, you know? And I still wasn't in that position, because it's not like I was accepted or anything. I did the test, I went through the interview process and all that, which by the way was terrible. And I don't think I did that great on the interviews. I think that might have been one of my weak points. It was just so like nerve-wracking, man. You're sitting down with two people you never met before, and they're like hired by the university to screen students and see like who should be a doctor and who shouldn't be a doctor, you know? And my mom was telling me like, don't even bring up YouTube, man. Don't talk about YouTube. They don't want a YouTuber in med school. And I think I might have brought it up. I'm not really sure at this point. The point where I really started worrying about what I was gonna do was like right before I got my results. I think it was like the week before maybe, and I called my mom and I told her, because like I didn't know what to do. You know, like who am I supposed to ask? Does anyone have this experience? No. And it's not even like I really knew what was gonna happen with my YouTube channel. Like YouTube could pull the plug on that any day if they wanted, really. You never know what's gonna happen. Susan, she's a wild card. But I called my mom and I told her, I was like, Mom, I don't know what to do, okay? I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get my results soon. What if I get in? I'm scared I get accepted. I basically just told her, like, Mom, I don't know if I'm actually gonna go to medical school if I get accepted. I'm worried that I'm gonna get accepted and I'm gonna have to make like this huge, difficult decision. But lucky me, I was rejected. A year or two ago, I told this story to Phil Lamar, the voice of Hermes from Futurama and Samurai Jack and Carver from The Weekenders. Those are just some of the ones that I know. He's been in so many things. He's such an awesome dude. He was so nice to meet. And I told him my story and he thought it was like really funny. And I remember him telling me in like a DM or something later on that he still tells my story to people that he talks to because he just finds it so interesting and unique. So yeah, I'm flattered, Phil. Thank you, dude. So it's not like the story just ends there because I didn't get accepted. I did freak my mom out a lot because she was afraid I was gonna get accepted and then turn it down. But as I said, lucky me, I didn't get accepted in the first place, so I didn't have to turn anything down. But now the question was, Matt, what are you gonna do now? You know, usually when someone doesn't get into medical school, they will like do a PhD or a master's or something like that. They'll keep going to school, they'll keep volunteering, they'll do all this stuff. And I did keep volunteering. That's one thing I did because I enjoyed it, but I didn't go back to school. I decided to focus on YouTube full time. I started doing 2 videos a day every single day, and my channel was blowing up like never before. You know, obviously I hit 1 million subscribers eventually, and it's been fantastic. Sometimes, you know, most people don't really understand what it's like to be a YouTuber full-time, but yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit stressful. Sometimes it can make you wonder if you made the right decisions in life, which is what this video is about. You know, did I make a mistake by being a YouTuber and kind of giving up my dream of being a doctor? The short answer here is no. I think. I'm not really sure, of course, but I've now had the experience of being a full-time YouTuber for several years, and I've also had the experience of being the sibling of 2 medical students. And honestly, I think one thing that's happened to me over the last few years is I've kind of lost a lot of my willpower. I've kind of been on a bit of a journey of self-discovery as of late, because you know, you get to a point where you just keep doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again and again, and then you start wondering, well, am I doing enough? You know, you start wondering like, am I doing too much, What should I be doing with my life? I'm my own boss, but I'm not a good boss. You know, YouTube is one of those things where you don't really know where you're gonna be in a year. In a year, I could be, you know, doing twice as good as I'm doing now, or I could be doing half as good as I'm doing now. And those are really different outcomes. You know, like I have a little bit of financial security, but with the way YouTube is so volatile, I don't know how long it's gonna last and stuff. But as I said, I have the experience of being the sibling of two people in medical school. And all I can say is I don't know if I would have been able to do it. Like, my life would have been so different if I was a medical student. It would basically be day in, day out being a medical student. Like, being a medical student is not like being a normal student. It's like being a normal student times 2. Like, you have to just devote your life to school. And like, my brother's been doing it for the last, like 5 years now or something like that. He's finally at a residency now in Calgary, so he's doing real doctor stuff. But you know, the last 4 or 5 years of his life has just been devoted to learning. Whereas well, geez, what have I done? You know, what have I been doing? I don't know. So much of what I care about in my life, so much of what I'm grateful for would be completely different if I was a student. You know, it would really constrict my life, and I'm not like gonna pretend that that's the worst thing in the world. Oh no, you can't do everything you want because you're a student. Like, you know, if you become a doctor, you have financial security for the rest of your life. You've got a really prestigious job, etc., etc. But you know, I'm 24 years old. I'm turning 25 on August 30th. Don't forget to wish me a happy birthday. And I don't know, I've enjoyed being able to do so many cool things over the last few years. I've been to Australia, I've been to Germany, I've been to all these different places. I've been meeting fans all over the world. I've been doing a job that most people don't get to do. And there's been so many times where I took that for granted. There's been so many times where I wish that I just had a stable job. And I think it just kind of comes with the territory, you know, the whole YouTube burnout thing. So many people are talking about this YouTube burnout these days, and it's just, you know, when you're in a job where you have no control over your own success in a way, well, that's not really true, okay? That's like saying that someone who uploads once a month and someone who uploads once a day, it's like saying they're the same thing. They're not. The more effort you put into your YouTube channel, the better it does. But when you put a video on the internet, you don't know if that video is gonna get half the views you thought it would, or like twice the views you thought it would. You don't really know what's gonna happen to your video once you hit publish. And that can be really hard on the psyche, on the self-esteem. You know, there's a lot of psychology there, and at least I understand some of that because of my degree, right? Yeah. In June of this year, about 3 months ago now, I moved to Vancouver, British Columbia, which is something I would not have been able to do if it wasn't for my position as a YouTuber. If I was a medical student, my wife would have had to kind of tailor her life to mine, but I get the opportunity to tailor my life to hers. We moved here so that she could go to school and become a makeup artist, and she's doing so good with it, man. She's doing so good with the program. She's just absolutely killing all the quizzes and the exams and stuff like that. And she's having so much fun, and she's meeting people, and it's just been great. And I'm honestly just super happy that I'm in a position where I'm able to make that happen. Okay, it's one of the things I'm proudest about. When she comes home and tells me how great she did in school, that makes me happy. You know, because I want her to do something that she's gonna enjoy in life, and that's where she's headed. So that's one of the reasons right now why I definitely don't regret my decision to be a YouTuber, because I'm slowly coming up on a point in my life where I'm proud of where I am, and I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing. And I don't know, man, it's been tough. It's been super tough with the whole burnout thing, and the not really knowing where things are going, and just being so unsure about the future. But right now, I'm just taking it one day at a time, and I'm happy with how things are coming out. Things are turning out, how things are coming along and stuff. So I'm going to answer one more question you might have. Will I ever go back to school? And the answer to that is maybe, but I don't think it'll ever be for medical school. I think over the last few years, I've learned I learned a lot about what I want to do with my life, and I think overall, I want to do things that entertain people. I want to make people happy, bring them joy, make them laugh. things like that. I've always enjoyed doing that. And I think YouTube's been a great way to do that. Even though I can't see you guys, I can't see your reactions to whatever the hell I do, it's still nice to read the comments and to see people tell me that I brought them joy and laughter and things like that. So I don't know where I'm going to be going. I mean, I've got a big world out there that I haven't explored yet. I'm in a new place. I got to make some new friends. I have no friends here. I've got like 1 or 2 people I know in the city, which is nice. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to do over the next year. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good time. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions, leave them down below and I'll try and answer them. Thank you.